Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the Black Man's Thought and the Nerd Lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go With Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, co-host? Happy New Year and welcome to 2023.
We made it to 2023, yes.
Yeah. 5 days into it and shit's get crazy, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But Black Anime Podcast number 202, we out here.
Always 202, let's go.
Yep. Let's step into them vibe guys. Let's go straight into. I don't even know where to start here because it's been a while. So how far back we trying to go in this weekends, holidays? Let's stem from I guess Christmas is pause point pretty much.
Yeah, we can start from there.
Yeah. So how was your Christmas?
Christmas itself was fine, but 2022 decided to give me one more FU on the way out.
Yeah.
So I was on vacation the week before, and that Saturday before Christmas, I somehow managed to jack up my ankle.
Yep.
So that week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I was just hobbling around when I could.
Damn.
Because I really couldn't put any weight on my left leg until like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. So damn, co-host was down for the count for a bit. That just sucks in general for that shit to happen towards the end of the year for them to give you that last FU right there.
I lost almost a whole week of vacation. I feel robbed.
That's some bullshit. I don't think anything's worse than like that annoying jitter or something happening. Like when you're on vacation and then you finally wait so long for your vacation and then like first day of vacation you start sneezing or feel sick. That's a bitch move.
Yeah, man, you a bitch for that 2022.
That whole meaning. So between that and then how just the New Year's with balancing that shit too.
Yeah. So by the time we got to New Year's, I was able to move around. So I went out a little bit. So Kareem hung out there for a little bit. So this was like last minute. This was like around 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And had a good time. Got back home around 6.
All right, so there you go.
Because Uber and Lyft were wilding at
of course
3 a.m.
I mean, you'd figure on New Year's Eve, yeah.
Yeah, so we wasn't doing that.
Makes sense. So on my end, Christmas was good with the family. It was chilling and stuff like that. From the last minute Hail Mary was great because the captain finally showed up for Christmas vacation with family and stuff like that. So that was super.
That's what's
up. She showed up on like the last couple hours and stuff like that, but had a black family. It was all joke. So that was good. And then having the captain get her gifts on good time and stuff like that. So and you enjoyed that. And then the rest of the week was pretty chill going forward, and then going into New Year's. New Year's is me and the captain's anniversary, so that was a good time. That was a good time. I came over to their house, chilling with family and stuff like that, and then we had a good time with the anniversary and stuff like that. We went to dinner over the Christmas break. My aunt sent us a nice gift card to a nice Italian restaurant in Lavos and stuff like that. So I went there and got to enjoy ourselves. And pretty much that was great for the most part with all that all together. So that was kind of our holiday.
That's what's up. Sounded like a good holiday.
Yep. So going away from holiday time, now we're into the new 2023 season. How was your week leading up to here so far?
So
like work wise stuff.
So let's see. We went back on Tuesday. I was kind of there, but kind of not.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, I ain't gonna hold you out. I phoned it in.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's the first week back. A lot of people are coming back from vacation. People tapping back into full workforce, stuff like that. Listen. It's been so empty for so long that it was weird getting back and seeing everybody back at work. So it's like it's kind of shift back into that. But the main thing I got out of coming back to work was really setting up all vacations, everything going forward and shit.
Yeah. So like today was like the first day I really went back into like normal work mode.
Well, I mean, you have that, and then tomorrow's half day. So that was like in one ear and then about to go back out the other.
I wish it was Friday today because boy, they was getting on my nerves.
What was they doing?
Just being stupid.
Oh boy.
I'm like, I thought y'all would have left this in 2022, but no, y'all
being stupid. Never
you.
That customers being stupid, leaving it in 2022. They left that in 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, 1994, 1993. Like, nah.
What's crazy is this time I wish it was the customers. This time it was the coworkers. focus, and I'm like, oh boy.
Bro, like I said, stupid people never go out of style. So damn, there you go, man.
Like your Grinch shirt?
Yeah, right. It's always the season. Always the season. Sure, shout out to co-host on that.
Oh man.
Nah, but don't let them bully your flow into next week's show though.
Oh, definitely not. They're not going. Man. They gonna see. I'm at halftime next week.
Oh, sure. If they thought you was phoning it in this week, catch next.
Right? They're not gonna get regular me until probably the week after.
Yeah, pretty sure. It's a top co-host's birthday next week, so you already know shit gonna be turned up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, you know the vibes off of that. So
that's we gonna have fun.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the energy off of that. My week was just pretty much get back into the flow of things. I mean, I wasn't even much on vacation. It was just the days off and shit like that. Just having everybody back in the office and shit. But other than that, like shit's still calm for the most part. I'm helping here, I'm helping over there, but nothing too major. Because I mean, everybody's still back in the building, so everybody can handle their business. And I'm in my room doing my and all the emails coming in. I'm answering shit. I'm good so far. Nothing wild and crazy has happened other than insurance policies have changed here and there. Shit don't require what shit's needed and X, Y, and Z and shit like that. I'm chilling right now. I'm good on the most part, but I'm already always on the lookout for the bull.
I just want to say the person that put Christmas, New Year's, and the rent in the same week time span, F you.
Yeah, big time moves. They money all around. You gonna pay somebody pretty much. That's what they told you.
I just need to throw that out there.
No, big truths right there. Everybody feeling it one way or another. They said your pocket's gonna be screaming at one point in time. There you go. But yeah, so switching off to that, I just want to say for shout out section real quick, I just wanted to say shout outs to everyone that support us, new people who discover us all around. Thank you for listening, supporting, and showing your love any kind of way, man. It's always appreciated. We in this game for another year, and it's always great to see all the support.
Yeah, thank you for everyone that's been riding with us for the last, is it 2 years now?
Yeah, feels like. Yeah. I mean, always the start of the section feels like something else, but like, yeah bro, we've been in this game for a while, and we starting a new year fresh, so that's what's up. So let's go into the off the cuff discussion this week. And this was one I was holding out for a while, but I wanted to talk to you about this. But we're going to talk about the children animation versus animation in general. We got to talk about perception in the public. Because last time I heard of this discussion, it was once again going through the controversies of award shows where people are putting down animation as just children thing. And there's so much things that have happened under the animation banner, and people are still putting down animation to children things. So let's talk about the perception. What do you feel when people put perception on animation down just children thing?
It annoys me. It annoys me because there is a distinction between anime and what they're relating to, which is cartoon. Yeah. So I get you not knowing, but at the same time, educate them. They're not the same.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I feel like it's an ignorance thing, because then you're putting down everybody's hard work that put in so much. Like my example, and this is true to form, and then I think famous people like Guillermo del Toro would tell you about animation. And this, I mean, he just recently dropped the Pinocchio film that talked about life, death, the war of the fascist regime of World War II, all connected it to like one big story. And you can't just say that's straight left down on kids. Now, kids are smart. Kids can understand stuff, but like it's not under just kids animation. You're not gonna watch this and be like, this is only for children. The disrespect you put into people who've worked and put their blood, sweat, and tears into like 15 years of building stuff just to push it off into some children's things and not even give it the respect it deserves. Because we go talk about animation in award shows where it gets shafted all the time for, oh, that's just, kid play shit. They ain't the real stuff. Just like how they treat certain films in quality wise and stuff like that at the award shows. I mean, it's laid flat how they disrespect shit all the time.
No, you're right. And on some references, I do get it, and on other references, on one hand, I understand. I get the ignorant, but on the other hand, it's like animation has grown so much that for you to still be ignorant at this point, it's just annoying.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it's all about just educating yourself at this point, and don't going on a big stage to be stupid upon yourself. Like, society has changed in a large when it comes to a lot of things and a lot of industries that hold a lot of money, and then you go put it down this size and this category, and this shit seems stupid.
Yeah, just educate yourself, really.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it stems down to just just that. You need to educate yourself. You need to change perception on that. Like you would have thought by now it would be hard back to backtrack on this perception and shit like that, and being looked at in such a way. Like this risks shit in general. It's like I mean, if we talk about like businesses, we're talking about like HBO Max getting rid of like so much animation and shit like that, just thinking that it's a easy way to get out of stuff and an easy loss take. I mean, you're gonna reap what you sow when so much shit goes and hits back at you. So yeah, definitely educate yourself on better and give it the respect it deserves.
So basically, obviously, from all of that, it still has a long way to go.
Yeah,
to get that recognition that it's earned, because animation is not easy.
Yeah, oh hell no, and it takes years. It takes certain talent that really brings up the level of quality that you're watching and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, it's all about growth and everything that shifts on it, and we're just gonna have to continually see how that stuff does pushing forward, pretty much.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it gets better.
Yep. I mean, with the generation that's flown over and passing, everybody understands and believes what's on the next and the coming up. So that's what's up. So that's what I brought to the table this week. Closing off the cuff discussion, and then we switch over into nerd and reboot news. So I have a few stories. First one on the docket is that I heard on Paramount Plus they're doing a Grease reboot. They just announced off that they're doing something about the pink ladies, the famous pink ladies of Grease. So Paramount Plus is putting money under supposedly Grease reboot. I don't know if it's a series, a movie, or what they're doing with that. So that's off the news board that I saw this week. Second I see here is DC Down Bad tour follows into 2023, because I don't know what the hell is it doing. And RDC World already put out a video that had already touched basis on this stuff. It was funny from before that they were rehashing, they was cutting, they was slashing, it was getting rid of so many people, but they was like, you know what, this Ezra Miller cat, something about him that says we should keep him on. And with that, we saying, fuck y'all doing? The fuck y'all doing? We respected everything and the decision of you guys wanting to like rehash, people are going back and forth fighting each other and all this other, business and whatever they doing, X, Y, and Z. Like, this decision feels like the stupidest shit.
The one person they should have bodied is the one they want to keep.
Yeah, the only one they're looking to actually keep. Like, how y'all actually, even if y'all don't really go through with it, the mere fact that y'all have discussions on the board to keep him over all the other people you got rid of. Henry Cavill done uprooted half of his whole career to come back as Superman, and y'all was like, nah, with thickness. But Ezra Miller, the war criminal, yeah, we bout it, like, right on the money, right on the docket. Like, guys, y'all planning for a DC universe going 8 to 10 years, and y'all said this is the guy. And the funny part about it is the Flash movie has been set up before James Gunn and everything all together that they all are holding on so tight. They don't want to get rid of. They don't want to can this movie. They all the options in the world they can. And they're like, you know what? Even the story that they're pitching is a Flashpoint where it gets rid of this guy and cleans their hand of it. They're saying, you know what? You can stick on for a couple years longer. Let's go for the long rule. Let's keep you around for 8-10 years longer. What does this guy? He must have each member of the board's family member in like some kind of hostage situation. This is stupid. This is the worst decision you could go. Like, the Flash movie could never be that good. It could never be that good. Not a movie damn well worth.
I want to know who he got dirt on.
He got dirt on everybody. It's got to be. It can't be one executive talking about it. They said the whole boardroom meeting talking about it. So it got to be something with everybody.
Facts, because listen, it ain't no way that this movie is still got to go after everything that's happened.
Shit is a whole blow. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't know about that. It's just wild right now.
No, we go. Obviously, we're gonna follow the story, because it's a mess with everything for WB. Just that room and board. I don't know, man. James Gunn. I could say a lot of decisions I could flow with, or some things be a little iffy. But this one, y'all gotta answer through a tweet real fast to be like, nah, this is stupid. What are we doing? Y'all answered everything under the sun, but this start to come out and you guys is quiet? That's crazy. Yeah, that sounds stupid. That sounds real stupid.
Listen, that thing needs to be down there with they who shall not be named. acclaimed.
Yeah, because it looked like that shit definitely. I mean, CW's on this last leg, so I'm pretty sure that's something problem. But we'll continue on all that other stuff. But nonetheless, once again, shout outs looking back at all of the stuff that happened in 2022, especially us, recapping all the major stuff did and growth and stuff like that. That's all cool on that. And then we got some news on. So, all right. So props where props is. I don't know how the hell this happened, but it happened and it continually happened and continuing. It's what is it in its third or fourth week or something like that, and it'll continue to body because now it's got to be the most money making film of 2020. It beat out Top Gun. So yeah, you give it up to Avatar, the Way of Water, because this nigga James Cameron gonna talk his shit forever. And the last time I looked at the number, it was 1.5 billion. And it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. And in 3 weeks, they beat all the movies in 2022. They can talk this shit, and I don't know. Everybody low key, I guess, went to go see the movie, and that's just it. Everybody, that's what I'm deciding in my head. Everybody low just went to go see the movie, whether they talk about it or not. But everybody spent dollar bill, and now this guy is putting his whole foot on the table and sticking his foot straight into Avatar: The Last Airbender's ass, because that joke is very true. They said the next movie is gonna be on the Fire Na'vi, and then he said the 5th movie is about Earth. Avatar 1, they was kind of messing with the air, but it looked like Avatar 4 is probably gonna deal with the air. So they stole the name from The Last Airbender, kicking them out of their rights from 2004, and now they damn sure kicking their whole concept. They said, yo, this shit happened. So you know what all they did? Oh, we gonna just do it. We're just gonna do it in movies. And then he's saying he's saving the best for last. So obviously they gonna have the big fight with I guess the fire, the king of the fire Na'vi at the last shit at Sozin's comment and everything. They gonna do it all. They gonna do it all, baby.
Yo, I can't believe we're here and we're having this conversation.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I hate Earth too.
Listen, man. I don't know. I guess I gotta give. I lose this fight because I was talking shit for a solid year and these niggas bited every record possible. So I don't know what to say to him. I don't know. These cat people won. I don't know. I can't fight it.
I want to know who low key's been watching this movie.
I don't know, man.
I need names.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It seemed like the world did it. The world did it and they just not talking about it. But they all on Twitter and all Instagram and shit like that asking who watched the movie. Nah, nigga, all y'all was watching the movie. Nah, something's up. Something's up.
The world has failed us.
Something's up. Something is up. These blue cat people, I'm telling you. So now that y'all filled his pockets and he made his investment like tenfold now. He made all the money back in blood. He's dropping all the side. There's nothing kept. It's going. Everything's going. This is going. We're gonna get that 9-hour Avatar movie. He's dropping Avatar 3, 4, 5, 6. All the motherfuckers. He's gonna continue on. When he's dead and gone, there'll be a spin-off Avatar and it'll continue to make billions and billions and billions of money somehow. I don't know how, but hey, that was just I lose. I don't know, man. There's no way. I don't know. That's it. That's all I gotta say about it.
This annoys me more for the real Avatar than anything else.
Yeah, because this is I think it annoys me more because the mere fact that I feel like once the Avatar movies drop, they ain't gonna make this money. They ain't gonna make the same kind of money. There's gonna be niggas going to the theaters and be like, oh, did the new blue people come out? Oh, what is this? What is this about? You know, stuff. And they gonna be mad controversy going back and forth with all the bullshit. Like, yo, it's gonna be messy for the next couple of years with Avatar Studios, James Cameron Avatar, and all this shit being in the box office and shit like that.
And that's right there is what's gonna annoy me. That particular situation right there.
Yep. And then on top of that, you know, the next one comes out when Sonic 3 drops, when they dealing with Shadow shit.
Sonic, I need you to crush them.
Puss in Boots was fire. Puss in Boots was fire. Yeah, I don't know. Puss in Boots is pulling up numbers, but they ain't pulling up as higher numbers. But Puss in Boots, that second Puss in Boots movie was crazy. That shit was excellent. That shit was great. And that shit not pulling up the same numbers. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not fighting these avatars. Niggas know they win. And the next one's gonna make a billy. I don't know how the fuck it's gonna make a billy, but it's just gonna make a billy. We was in the middle of niggas talking about nobody want to go to theaters, pandemic this, pandemic that. People out in holidays and they still made a billy. So I don't know what they made a billy in 2 weeks, bro. I don't know. I can't fight them. I'm not fighting them no more. So
the Avatar movies is perfect sell.
Yeah. You thought I was there, but I too bad. I'm alive. That's it. does it. So switching over to the last nerd or reboot news I got, and this was the news that hit the second I stepped out of my office job today, and I've been laughing ever since. And this got to do strictly with wrestling folk altogether. Boy, I don't know how Vince pulling up like a Succession, like a season of Succession and shit like that, pulling his big duty like crazy wild shit that's happening. So have you been following the shit that's been happening since probably about 5 p.m. today?
Yes, I have.
Oh my god, this would make me laugh. Not only Vince playing power, talking about he coming back to the board, he throwing 3 niggas off the board, he messing with the stuff. I should have known something. When I saw around 3 o'clock that the WWE stock was going up for a quick second, I was like, oh, that's strange. But nah, for this nigga to come back and say I'm gonna put old people back on the board that I threw out a long time ago to replace with a new nigga, and the new niggas threw me out. Now I'm coming in to swipe up the board, take 3 people off. I got majority voting rights, saying that if y'all don't put me back on charge, I'm not going to agree to no TV deal. So I'm putting all the TV deals on the hold. In the year the TV deals got to be made before next year, where they start throwing niggas off TV. He's threatening for NXT, SmackDown, and Raw to go, all of them motherfuckers to go off the air with this, unless they put this nigga back on charge. Yo, this crazy. This shit crazy. What a start to 2023. 5 days in it, boy. What a smack.
Yeah, Vince out here making power moves and flexing and being petty.
This is, I don't think you could get any more pettier. This nigga said, I will make sure WWE go down like the Titanic. And the worst part about it is this nigga is trying to get it, and it's reportedly saying he's trying to get it so he can sell it off. Boy, best wildin' day out of left field since the allegations.
Son definitely feeling a type of way about getting kicked out.
Everything. He's feeling a type of way about everything. Not only, I remember when they said he stepped down and he retired, he said he made a big mistake off that. But man, he saw they just announced that they was doing Money in the Bank in London and everything. And he said, nah, that's it. Y'all niggas is trying to change everything. Fuck out of here. So I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. Probably even by like tomorrow. I don't know, man. This shit's funny. This shit gets funny. This shit is so funny.
Nah, this is do-rag Vince right here.
Oh yeah, this big. This is. If he really does get back out, you thought shit was wacky before? Oh, this shit's. I think the funniest tweet I seen was the second I got on Twitter during this whole shit. Somebody said William Regal just started in his new VP role, and I died laughing. I was like, can you imagine the shit that this dude went through after getting fired, picked up by AEW, put into the welcome wagon of a century, spent a whole year doing all them storylines, fixing himself up and stuff like that. Did the perfect way out, sent the little message, got his little loophole shit in to go back to train his son and everything, got himself a nice super VP role and shit like that. There, all you see is Vince come back, and the first thing Vince show up and he look at this nigga, he said, didn't I fire you? Fired again. Boy, I was laughing in that solid sentence tweet. I laughed so hard.
Listen, Regal probably stepped in the building and all he heard was no chance. That's what you got.
All I'm imagining is Grandpa from The Simpsons me. Odie walk in, take off the coat, do a little spin, put on the hat, right back out.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, yo, I know Regal coming back. He said, I know we agreed on terms about never showing back up in WWE till 2024, but yo, I'm back, baby. Black Bull coming, bro. What's up? Boys, I'm back. Go walk in. Boys, I'm back. What about the MJF killing? Don't worry about it. I'm alive. Woo. Yo, never a dull moment, man. 2023 said, I thought 2023 was going to be type shit was going to start moving and maneuvers and shit like that. 5 days in, they said, hey, yo, let's have fun. I'm here for the fun.
Yeah, man, yo, listen.
Yeah, man, I'm here for fun, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that's the end of the nerd and the reboot news, because that shit just had me dying. I had to add that one on the docket after all of the today's controversy. So, I mean, I'll be keeping on the full regiment of what even tomorrow's gonna even look like with all this shit, man. Niggas gotta sleep off this bullshit.
Yeah, that 2023 is starting off real wild.
Yep. So all right, so it's time to go. It's time for the main event. the main event segment. We coming back hot in 2023 with Comfy Couch. We talking about the show that sweep the Thanksgiving nation up in Netflix, running up them numbers, going crazy. And the talk of the town on this show, which by the way is Wednesday on Netflix right now. The talk of the town of this week has been like controversial, back and forth shit, whole bunch of stuff. Because they was talking about there's a possibility that Netflix fumbled the bag hugely. They was talking about with I think the studio that made Wednesday and stuff like that. I think it was under MGM or something like that. With them going over to Amazon this year and stuff like that and getting purchased out, there was a bit of a talk this week talking about Netflix fumbled the bag so hard that Amazon Prime was probably gonna get Wednesday season 2, but then they cut the rumors off for that shit. But I already started laughing. I was like, of all day, Netflix saw all them numbers and a possible. They said they had it written up to like about 4 seasons off this show, and they said Netflix almost fumbled the bag so hard that season 2 is gonna end up somewhere else. Boy, Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Yeah, but let's step into the show now, and let's hit you with some fast facts off this stuff. So for the show Wednesday, the fast facts we got up there on the docket here is it's a coming of age horror supernatural comedy streaming on Netflix. Like I said, the TV series based on the classic Addams Family characters from the old TV, movies, and news comic all alike. We got returning people like Christina Ricci makes a return to the role, not of the exact role, but besides her former character that she played in the 90s. The dance scene, the famous dance scene that is taking over the TikTok nation, has played into the homage to old Addams Family dance off of the character Wednesday on the TV series. A mixture of all of that, capturing off choreographed and created off of Jenna Ortega herself, captivated all through TikTok. The show takes the story done in the 90s movie even farther. A famous figure skater, her name escapes me right now, but she just did the dance on ice, shocking many people. We got Tim Burton's return to directing with him directing these episodes, which is 1 season so far, 8 episodes so far, and once again we're waiting for the official announcement on season 2 that they still waiting on for whatever friggin' reason with that. Once again, one of the most watched shows on Netflix that was like after like a week. It started November 23rd, 2022, which was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and will ideally continue, obviously. And there's a reason why it came out the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Well, follows up the story. The show follows a supernatural gifted outcast who finds herself outcasted in a gifted school, going on adventure. So, you have any fast facts, co-host? Will we step in first episode?
No, you handled those fast facts nice and efficiently.
All right. So, and that will go play right into the show. So let's go into episode 1. Wednesday's child is full of woe.
All right. So we start, of course, with the Netflix logo, and then we see the Nancy Reagan High School.
Yep.
So we got bits and pieces of the school, and then we get our intro to Wednesday walking down the hallway while everyone is separated.
Yep. She explained high school and the underfunded and overpopulation of it all, and the sadistic feel of whoever came up with the concept that she actually likes the darkness behind it.
Yeah, Wednesday's all about that dark life.
Yep, all that pain and that suffering.
So after she parts the sea of people, we see her locker, got everything scribbled on it. She opens the locker, and we get our intro to Pugsley, who's tied up and has an apple in his mouth.
Yep, brother Pugsley, he's tied up and she wants answers.
Yep, she's like, the only one that could abuse you is me.
Yep,
so
and that's true sibling move.
So as she's untying him, she gets a vision and she sees exactly what went down.
And that's so Wednesday. Let's start that.
Yep, and she's like, I got this.
She said, oh word, I got names, I got numbers, I got locations, so you already know.
Yep, so she's just like, leave this to me.
Yep.
And so Pugsley asks her, what are you gonna do? And she says, what I do best. So next thing, we're in the pool area of the school. Right before that, she also explains that she didn't want to tell her brother what was happening about her vision and shit like that. She started picking up on her powers just recently, so this is an introduction right into that. And she was like, yeah, I'm not about to explain shit to him, I'm just gonna do with these actions. Yep, so back at the pool, we see Wednesday pull up, and then we see the dudes that basically beat up her brother, throw him in the locker, and the first one dude says, hey freak. I'm like, oh boy, it's all downhill from here.
I mean, I wouldn't say it to somebody that got a bag full of fish in their hand, but whatever. You don't know what the fuck that is.
Yep, so Wednesday basically goes on to say, nobody tortures my brother but me, and she holds up 2 bags of piranha, and then she drops them in the water.
Yup, she let them loose, and they take out a bloody chunk out of someone's eye.
Oh yeah, man, they swimming for their lives.
What a kick or a bite in the ass to start this series.
Yeah, man, it's just wow. They were swimming for their lives, like, oh shit. So I thought he was gonna make it. Oh nah, bro.
Nah, not even close.
And then we see Wednesday with a part smile on her face. And then we get the intro.
Yep, that opening plays and which is a vibe, and it's close to the theme and it's close to the original theme, and it mixes and stuff, and it feels like being cast into a dimension and stuff like that.
Yep, it fits the show.
Yeah, shout outs to Danny Elfman and all his work on so many things over. He worked on like old Spider-Man stuff and all that together. So shout outs to him. He always made great.
Definitely. Like I said, we get the intro. Fire.
Yep. So we step into now we in the Adams car driving off.
Yep, and we get our intro to Gomez, excuse me, and Morticia.
Yep, Gomez, Morticia, Lurch at the wheel.
Yes, sir. And so they're Morticia and Gomez are more focused on each other than Wednesday at the moment.
Goddamn right. That is exactly perfect characterization. We start right into that. They start singing. They're in love. They always got the passion. They always into each other and this one to Wednesday's whole disgust.
Oh yeah, Wednesday's not feeling none of this.
Nah.
And so I thought they finally, pay attention to Wednesday. Yep. And then Wednesday basically tell them that she's not speaking to them.
And in the midst of this, the car runs over a bunch of crows.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, bruh.
Yep, and then the mess follows these.
And I guess she must have got kicked out of school based on what happened with the piranhas, because they're talking about how they're going to send her to a new school and how the school's going good for her.
Yep, and she's very rebellious to her parents about that shit.
Yeah, she ain't feeling going to this new school at all.
Yeah, they just looking to make sure she ends up finding herself.
Yep, they got her best interests at heart. But Wednesday, they definitely don't see it that way.
Oh, pretty much. They hype up the school as where they found each other and stuff like that, and they had such a great time and stuff like that. And then there was like, yo, do you even really have an option, Wednesday? Because she was like, it's best that you got off with attempted murder charge. And then this is where we get Wednesday's snap and quick wit with it, because she was like, yeah, I'd be upset about an attempted murder charge, because she sees that if she got an attempted murder charge on her record, she would be like, damn, because that would mean that she failed her mission.
Yeah, definitely. And
so, and then amongst that, we see while that conversation is going down, we see a random taxi. This part had me mad, because I mean, come on now. All right, so we see a taxi drop off a random guy with a warning as he walks into a creepy woods alone. This lady eyes like whoever drove him, this Uber driver, this taxi driver, that lady eyes wild buggy for no fucking reason, and then this nigga gonna sit in nowhere and just sip some tea, and you're like, everybody in the known universe is like, all right, okay, and this guy's like, I'll be fine. Oh, it'll be okay. He sips his tea, calm down, in the middle of nowhere. This tree, like, all you see is fog around him. He all chilling and shit like that. I don't even know what the fuck he was trying to do. And then instantly, some random shit came out of nowhere, surprise attacked him, to nobody's surprise.
Yeah, that was wild. And I guess that's your welcome to Nevermore Academy.
Pretty much, because that's off the ground. And then after that, we get shoved straight into where they're all in the school already, because this is where we meet Principal Weems.
Yeah. And so right now, then we see Gomez, Morticia, and Wednesday meeting with Principal Weems.
And then we get the playback on Wednesday's name, how she came up for it, because she was like, oh, Wednesday must be the name because you was born that day. And she was like, no, Wednesday's name comes from the poem. That's the title of the episode. Wednesday's the child of woe. And she was born on the Friday the 13th.
Which is wild itself.
I mean, shit. That was peak right in there.
Yeah. And so Principal Weems goes through her records to why she's been in 8 schools in 5 years.
She said ain't no one built one to hold her. Hard.
And Principal Weems was going on talking about how Nevermore usually does accept students midterm, but since Wednesday's family has a history of the school, she talked to the board and they okayed it.
And Weems have a history personal to herself, because her and Morticia was roommates.
Oh yeah, you could definitely get some hints that they know each other.
Even out of that, just the perfect symmetry of their clothes. It's the all black to the all white.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely see that contrast.
Yeah, they're definitely the yin and yang of each other. You can tell it right off the rip.
And so Principal Weems tells her that she assigned Wednesday her mother's old room.
Yeah, Ophelia Hall, and also locked her in for some therapy too.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yep. So we go off to the room and we see, and the moment they go in there, they see the color scheme of the room and stuff like that. And this is where we intro to her roommate.
Can we talk about the smile that Principal Weems gave when she said, "Yeah, we can go meet your new roommate"?
Oh yeah, she already knew. She had it all set up. She know I got that perfect roommate. The second she said, "Oh, there's an Mr. Adams come in here, oh, I know what that's like. I know exactly the roommate I need to put her ass.
As soon as Wednesday opened that door, she was like, "Oh hell no!"
Her and the family low key, they said, "Oh nah." And this is where we get introed to her roommate, Enid Sinclair, who is too overly happy right off her.
And Principal Weems is just smiling.
Oh yeah, she got jokes. She got jokes running a mile long in her head, yo. And then they even throw some jokes them way because Wednesday jokingly jokes about her being alert color. That's why we're all black.
Yo, fact. Yo, Enid goes to hug her. Wednesday just steps back like
she stepped back like she was from the boroughs. She already started. She was ready to cold cock her.
She was like, she's like, don't give me a hug. She's like, I'll break in the hide. The flesh will come off my bones. I'm like,
hell yeah. She backed up like she was ready to swing on somebody like she was on one of the MTA trains.
Yo, so Wednesday looked at her parents and she just like, you raggedy.
Yeah. Sure. I'm on the same mood. What the fuck?
Yo, so that was that. So now we see Enid and giving Wednesday the tour of the school, talking about how the outcasts and stuff. We all go here. Any marginalized group, we go here.
Yeah, she was like off the rip. She was like rumors running rampant about Wednesday's attempt at killing her other classmates in the old school, and then Enid does a rundown on the cliques. So she was talking about fangs, the furs, and the scale.
Yeah, and she's like, yo, give me the sanitized version of this tour because I don't plan on being here long.
Pretty much. And with that, we find out that Enid is part of the furs and she's a werewolf. And we also get a small introduction of Bianca, who runs the school, and she's part of the scales and the sirens. She's the most popular and shit like that. And she used to date the artist, where we get a side intro of another character named Xavier.
Yeah, we just getting characters left and right here.
Oh, facts. Because right after that, we got a pop-up of another character who works close with Enid because she's the social media girl of the whole school, and we get intro to Ajax, who is part of the Gorgon and stuff like that. Who's who I guess he's a child of Medusas and stuff like that, because he came through with he was like, oh, your roommate, I heard your roommate was murderer and X, Y, and Z and shit like that. He didn't know that she was behind.
Man, there's a lot to keep track of.
Yep, 100%. There's a lot of character flowing first.
Yeah,
he makes it. He saw her, and the funniest shit was he said he makes a joke about her looking like a living Instagram filter.
Oh man, yo, that's wild.
And then Wednesday's like, I don't fuck with like that.
Yo, Wednesday's not effing with none of this.
Nope.
She's not effing with the vampires, the Gorgons, the sirens.
No, and definitely not her werewolves and the furs and shit like that. Especially with all that howling bullshit.
Yeah, she's like, I ain't with none of this at all.
Nah.
She's like, scales, sirens. Oh man.
Yeah, they can pack that fuck up. So right after all that shit's done, the family leaves her off. But like right as her family is about to leave and they're trying to say goodbyes and shit like that, she take a piece of their ass because she roasts each and every one of them. She said, Pugsley, you're gonna die. I give you a week top. Without me, smoke. So fuck all that shit. Which, by the way, let's take a pause on that. Pugsley's going back to that school that they was bullying him. She might be low right, because what the fuck? They take her out and they like, what is Pugsley still staying at school? Because why don't he shift over to another shit, or y'all don't got like a Nevermore younger shit or anything like that?
As far as I know, Pugsley hasn't got kicked out of school, so I would assume he's going right back.
Fuck all that shit. The mere fact that I guess Wednesday didn't explain why she did this to the motherfucker, because like, why Pugsley still going back to the school just to get bullied again? Got tied up and shit like that, put in a locker, nigga. Something got to be talked about with that.
Well, these are the Adams, so they probably just see that as fun.
Nah, Pugsley. Well, if they saw that as fun, then Wednesday would have never done what she did.
I think Wednesday probably just retaliated because he's like, hey, that's my thing.
Oh, there you go. I still don't think Pugsley's in the MO and shit like that, but I think she got a point off of what she was roasting about, because roast sometimes always got a bit of truth in that. But she was taking piss out of that, out of dad, and especially out of her mom.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Listen, if I was the parents, if I was going as a Morticia, I probably would have took Pugsley out of the school, but maybe they get some kind of sick, twisted pleasure out of it. I don't know
about that, because one thing they do is they love their children, and their children getting messed with, that's a whole fucking deal. And that's one thing when it comes to this family, you mess with one of them, you mess with all of them. It's one thing to call them freaks and shit like that, but to tie them up, put them in the locker and stuff them all shit, especially with Pugsley a different. This is a different Pugsley altogether. He wasn't the sadistic Pugsley though of past efforts.
We should ask Lurch.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. That's a whole other discussion, that one too. But yeah, so we go back to her mother. Her mother said, "Yo, cut all that escape bullshit." She's like, "Nah, bro, I informed all of the family, so you can't go run up to any of them. Stay at motherfucking nobody. You gonna stay at the school. You gonna be about about it, and we talk to you whenever the fuck talk. And Wednesday takes that shit challenge.
She's like, listen, she gave her the bag, said we'll call you Sunday.
Yeah, mother gives her an item of obsidian to connect her. It's got their initials from W for Wumbo, M for Minnie. Play off of SpongeBob shit, but it's Morticia and Wednesday, their initials, and she was and Wednesday wasn't fucking with it. She roasted her back. She violated her mom and shit like that. And yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So we back in the wood, and all we see is a bloody backpack and sheriff and his deputy. And they said we found a leg over there, there's an arm over there, and there's some unaccounted for parts over here.
I mean, I feel no bad about this man being all toe up for his stupid ass decision.
Can't argue with you there.
Yeah.
Going in the woods by yourself.
Legit can say it couldn't be me though. I can legit 100% say it couldn't be me though.
Definitely couldn't be me. So at all.
So in the middle of all that shit going down, and the mother giving her the item, and the family starting to leave off and stuff like that. After she roasts her mama, and her mama was in the car fighting. She was fighting holy tears out that ear. Gomez was saying that our little Raven won't be alone. So he pushes a button in the car, and out pops the MVP. Thing has entered the screen, baby.
The homie Thing has returned. Let's go. That's the homie.
So after they send Thing out, we go back to the roommates having conflicts, and they going back and forth. And at this point, we see a divide in the room. Wednesday got her half of the room and her color and shit like that, and they going back and forth. And at one point, Wednesday tried to mess with Enid, and she like, bitch, I will cut you, cause she pulled up the claws. She was like, bitch, don't forget I'm a werewolf. Don't fuck with me.
Right, don't come for me.
She got the multicolored, and she pulled that shit out like, hey, don't think twice, bitch. I will cut you. I will cut you.
It's like you got me effed up.
Yeah. So in the middle of that, then we see return to form is Christina Ricci pulling up as Miss Thornhill, and she shows up with a gift for the roof.
It just popped up in here. She's like, they're on either side, and it's like,
yeah. She like, oh, okay. So she ends up being the den mother of Ophelia Hall, and she come up with the flower. It's a black dahlia flower, and in Wednesday fashion, she grabbed up that flower. She said, yeah, I love this flower. It's named after my favorite kind of murder.
Only Wednesday.
Yeah, 100%. So she gives a breakdown of life inside and outside the school, and Jericho and everything that surrounds like.
Yep, good job. And honestly, from first glance at her, something ain't right. Ain't right.
Yeah, she was iffy. She was all right, but we let it flow for now. But nonetheless, right after this, we got a fencing class goes down, and we see Bianca dominating the class and showing off her prowess, shit like that. And then we see Wednesday enter the fold, and she pull up to fencing class. Now, if you know the history of the Adams family, they all love they master fences, and this comes straight. This is Wednesday acting out straight out of her father, because her father does nothing. He a rich man that'll fence you fucking under the table. So she learned well after her father. So she stepped up to the baddest in the class, obviously. Bianca then dropped down this homie where we get introduced to a homie named Rowan in the class, and she bodied him, and Wednesday step up defend his ass, and she said, oh, you the baddest in the class, and let's go one-on-one then.
And then you got Thing in the cut, keeping an eye on Thing.
Thing was like, oh shit, I see drama.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna be over here in the cut.
So they battle each other, and they go dicey, and they go 1 point up. Wednesday get the first one, Bianca get the second, and then she was like, all right, cut all the malarkey. We going sudden death, military rules. She said, no pointed tips, all to the cuts, no masks, and the first one to draw blood is the winner. I was like, all right, shit, smoke it.
Yeah, they was like, I'm like, it's got real. It's got really real right now. Oh, shoot.
Big time. So they duke it out crazy all the way to, and I say this was a phenomenal battle with a low-key shock result. They went back and forth, and out of nowhere, Bianca cut her in the side of the forehead, and everybody is shocked. Hell, I'm in shock at this. I'm like, goddamn.
Going somewhere, got a shiver.
Yep. Shit. He got a shiver, and then Bianca with the comeback, she said, oh, your face finally got that color. It's well needed, and you like, oh, all right, snap back.
Right. Somebody insert the Bleach battle theme here.
Oh, facts, because this will be the smoke coming forward.
Right, yo. After she cut her forehead, whoo boy.
Yeah, we go off to the infirmary, and that's where we fully meet Rowan after he's like, thanks for sticking up for me and shit.
Yeah, Rowan looks like a reject Harry Potter. For which.
Yeah. 100%. It's. I'm pretty sure they figured that. I mean, Nevermore Academy looks like Hogwarts, so I think they wanted to nip that shit in the bud fast. But yeah, so so after she finished with the infirmary, she heads back to the office, and then you see the gargoyle on top start to shake, and then while she's walking towards the office, you see the gargoyle gargoyle fall off and land and goes right to land on Wednesday. She looks up right in time for that shit to look like it's about to hit her, and then she gets saved. She gets pushed right out the way by the artist we saw earlier. So we get our full intro to Xavier Thorpe, who saved her, and she's back in the fucking infirmary. She stepped out like 2 seconds and just goes right back.
Yeah, she definitely was like, "What happened?" And like, yo, somebody tried to 86 you.
So I love the fact that when she was in the infirmary, knocked out because she got that concussion from landing over, she was laid up as a dead position, like after you place the body in like funeral position and shit like that with hands. So when she woke up, she woke back up like the Undertaker.
Yeah, right.
So Xavier pretty much said, yo, he saved her and shit like that, and he remembered her from before and shit like that when they was younger, talking about he saved her because they was playing around. They met during his grandma's funeral where he decided to hide in her casket, and right before they was about to cremate the casket, she heard noises, so she said somebody in there. She thought it was grandma come back dead, but it turned out to be him. So she had inadvertently saved him, and he came to really kind of repay that.
That's just wild.
Yep.
That whole thing was wild.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck that you had to think that you could save me and shit like that. She saw the gargoyle coming at her, and she was like, you know what? That wouldn't have been such a bad death. So she was already planning on the dark side of everything here, and then she was like, yeah, whatever, pretty boy, get out of my face. You one of the elites or whatnot. I think it's funny that she's talking about rich elites, even though her family is definitely in a mansion and shit like that. But whatever. So she goes back to her room, and this is where I said her spidey senses seem to be tingling because she looks around the room until she finds Thing.
Right, and she's like, "Hey, Thing." Thing tries to book it.
Nah, he was like, "Ah, fuck, I've been discovered."
Right, so he was trying to get away, and he over here trying to hold on to the handrail. And she's like, yo, you think I was gonna see you?
Slick, huh?
Like,
shit.
She's like, I smell your hand lotion.
Mm-hmm. She not only captures him, she low-key tortures him for information and forces him for help because she was like, yeah, I can either crack every finger to the bone, or I can lock you into this death where you're gonna have to claw your way out and mess up their cuticles you love so much.
Yo, she was definitely threatening him to do some harm. And he's like, damn.
Yeah, facts. Yo, did you hear the theory about Thing? Like, low-key pause on this stuff. Did you hear the theory about Thing that he might be connected to Ash Williams from the Evil Dead series?
No, I haven't.
Because they was talking about how the years start to match up with the Evil Dead production and Ash's whole thing, and then because the hand was possessed and then it was cut off and then the hand kind of walked away and then it just all kind of matches up and shit like that. It's just so funny because like Bruce Campbell had tweeted about this like when the show was getting popping and shit like that, and it's just so funny if that's low-key been the connection all along. Like this guy,
that would be a wild connection. That would just be wild.
That would be something like it's a thing connected to the Necronomicon and shit like that. Like honestly, this would be the show where I would believe that shit for sure.
Yo, I wouldn't put it past him.
Especially the mixture between comedy and horror from the Evil Dead series. This would be like honestly low perfect. So I don't know if anybody wanted that idea. Yeah, I could definitely take that for. Right. But nonetheless, yeah, she forced Thing into being her undying servant pretty much.
So next thing you know, Wednesday gets carried off to the town with Principal Weem.
Yep, you take it to that therapy.
Yeah, and Principal Weem was like, yo, I know your history. I know you're going to try to run away. And she's like, I'm here to prevent that from happening. And Wednesday's like, I wish you luck. I'm like, oh boy.
Shit, they don't know who they fucking with.
Right, and then so we get our intro to the Night Stirrups.
Yep, and her therapist is trying to double over, back, midair, Betsy flip and all that shit, try and connect with her. And that shit is not working.
Yeah, Wednesday's not having none of this.
She talks about her actions, and then she talks about how she feels about because Wednesday she also wrote books and stuff like that, and she got information on the books that she was writing, and she was talking about how you feel about her trying to get that shit in publication, and people was trying to poo-poo on her books. So there was a little Family Guy cutaway of her setting up little traps in mailboxes, so when the people who poo-pooed her on her book open up the freaking box, they get hit with the rat tracks and shit.
Yo, that's wild.
That was funny.
Yeah, they had to do all that.
Hey man, you know what happens when you fucks with an Addams, man? They get it back in blood. That's why I say if they fucking with Pugsley, like yo, she got it back in blood. But I mean, come on now. There's more people bullying him. Only one of them got it.
So you know, Wednesday start talking. You know, she has to go to the bathroom, and then she makes her great escape.
Yep. Maneuver over thing.
Yeah. Like, and that was like everything all right. And yo, I'm just watching this therapist. Like, you know, she gonna try to escape, right?
I mean, come on. on. You let her at the bathroom and you know there's a window in that bitch. So that was all on y'all.
Yeah, and thing over here being the absolute best hand.
Yup.
And so at this point, Wednesday, Jimmy's the window and she's out there. She out of there.
Yeah, she out of there. And then once she 007 scoops her way down the damn line and shit like that, she get down. And then the first person she runs into is an apple farmer. But then she gets a That's So Wednesday vision, and she gets a vision about his possible death coming up.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yes, it was.
Yo, when them apples dropped, I thought of the cabbage guy from Avatar.
Facts.
I was like, oh no. I was like, my apples.
So right after that shit goes off, she goes into the coffee shop, and that's where we meet Tyler.
Tyler, who's trying to fix the espresso machine and failing miserably.
Yeah, everything is popping around. He like, what the fuck? And then in the midst of the steam, he turned around and Wednesday just there. He like, oh shit.
Right, he's like, oh, you go to Nevermore. Oh shoot. Like
he said, I can tell off your aura. Like, what the fuck, girl?
Right, so Wednesday asked for a quad over ice, and she's like, it's an emergency. He's like, well,
as you can see,
like the espresso machine is effing up, yo. It's having easier.
All we could offer to y'all is a drip. And she said, niggas who drink drips ain't like they life. And then you got a nigga pouring. He like, oh, that nigga, it was halfway poured, ready to drink. He said, oh fuck.
Yep, son put down that mug and that jar, the pot. He put down that teapot. He was like, nah, I'm walking away.
It was so quick. Like,
son felt that, and he's like, nah, bro, like you're not doing that. Like, no. And so then she was asking Tyler, yo, how do I get a taxi up out of here? She's like, ain't no taxi. Tyler's like, ain't no taxis come here.
She said, try Uber. She like, what? She like, what that? He like, you had a phone, right? No.
Yeah. And she's like, what about trains? Like the nearest train station is half an hour away. So at this point, Wednesday goes in, fix the espresso machine. And he like, how you fix this machine? She's like, I built a steam-based guillotine when I was 10.
To kill her Barbies, yo. I swear her jokes run on famous murders or murders.
Yep, he's like Grim Reaper Barbie. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Tyler goes on, it's like, I never met a Nevermore kid who gets their hands dirty. And then he asks her, he first with a little bit, asks for her name. She finally tells her name.
Yep. And then he ends up offering to drive her later that night after he gets off the shift. And she's like, all right, well, let me sweeten the deal, because you could drive me right now and I can get the fuck up out of here. And she's like, she offers him, I think, a 20. And then after that, she throw in another 20. But this is where we get Tyler stands on his morals. He's like, nah, he said, I'm working my shift, so I'll take you after I get off my shift. If you don't rock with that shit, then you can find somebody else.
Yep, he's like, I can't be bought, man.
Step back.
And then
thank you for working on the machine though.
So next we see the therapist, and then we see Principal Weems, and they're like, lost her.
Yep, they was like, bitch, you had one job. Bitch, we both had one job.
It's like, yeah, what were you looking at? And then back in the little coffee shop, we see a couple of pilgrims.
Yeah, which already threw me off with seeing the black one.
Right? And Wednesday's like, yo, why are y'all dressed as religious fanatics? I was like, oh no.
And then the guy, and one of them was like, oh, you're not gonna disrespect my daddy's right to this place. He the mayor. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Like, my daddy owns Pilgrim World.
Pilgrim World, of all things.
Right? And then Tyler's basically telling them to back off.
And they tried to step to Wednesday, but they didn't know she got her kung fu ability. They straight up try to fight her, and she ends up mollywopping these niggas.
Yeah, so she washed them. I was like,
And then in comes Tyler's dad, where we get used to the sheriff that we saw earlier.
Yep.
And he looks on the situation, and he like, oh, Tyler, did you help jump in? Like, what's going on? They all got their ass whooped by this girl.
It's like, yep.
And then that's when Principal Weems showed up.
Yep. She's like, oh, yo, she's like, my bad, sheriff. She's like, I got this.
She escaped from us, but I got it. I'm gonna take her in. She gotta go. Miss Adams gotta go. He like, Adam? Oh hell no. Are you related to that? He's like, are you related to that Gomez Adams? That nigga need to be in jail for murder. We was like, whoa, Gomez do what now?
Yeah. He's like, when he said you're an the way his expressions changed, heard that, son.
That almost sounded like something about he was talking about, you a what? You a nigga?
Yep. He was like, yo, guess apple fall from the tree. I'm like, it's like I got my eye on you.
He said, I've been trying to lock that man's ass up. Yeah. And you here? Oh boy, you better hope your daddy don't step on grounds now.
Yep. So back in the car, Principal Weems was like, you only been here a day and you're already on the sheriff's radar.
Crazy. So after Weems picks up Wednesday and they start driving off, she sees off the side of the road the dead apple man in the vision that she saw earlier, and yo, his neck looking crazy.
Yo, son, that shit was wild.
That shit had peaks and divots in them bitches.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, that was dark. That was dark scene.
That's great.
Yep. So the next we back at the school. It's nighttime, and she decides to play her big ass bass and go off with that shit. She playing that shit like a motherfucker, and into the night, and all the weird stuff happens around the school and the town and the folk. We see all the characters that we seen before, all doing different shit going on, pretty much.
Yeah, yo, that's crazy.
Yep. And in the midst of her little music countdown and shit like that, being assisted by a thing and shit like that, she was outside she was outside on the balcony playing the music and shit like that. We got people enjoying it, people wondering what the fuck's going on and all this other shit. And then Enid comes out. She was like, "How the fuck did you get that shit through the door?" And that's when Enid meets Thing, and she was like, "Hey, whoa, what the fuck? Where's the rest of it?"
Right? He's like, "Oh shoot."
Wednesday is like, "That's the Great Adams mystery," and I'm thinking it's the Great Evil Dead mystery.
Things to find out. Mm-hmm.
So Enid tries to have a close moment with Wednesday, expressing how she can't wolf out because every fur that's on campus is wolfing out. They howling at the moon and shit like that. And Enid's like, I can't really do it. She been to the best fur conversion therapists and shit like that through the block, but nobody's having it work. And then she thinks she gonna die alone. And this is the worst person to confide in with Wednesday. She's like, "We all die alone, Enid." She's like, "Don't you have a fucking heart or something?" Like, come on, bitch. I'm trying to connect.
Yeah, that's crazy for real.
She's like, "I'm being ostracized by my family. I can't connect to nobody. I can't find no nookie. Like, what am I supposed to do?" And Wednesday's like, "Well, don't care."
Yo, for real.
She was like, "Bitch, have you ever cried before? Goddamn!" And that's when we get the flashback of Wednesday with her the last time she had a big tear moment where she was walking as only Wednesday would be. She was walking her pet scorpion like this was Australia, and you got the bullies once again.
The bullies.
I mean the bullies that you could prove why Wednesday is triggered by bullies and why. I mean this was a dark thing that happened, but the family fucks with dark things when it comes to like a dark mindset and their thing. But when you fuck with them, they'll feel it. And this is a part of that shit because we see the pet scorpion. This was some sick shit where the kids held it down and made her watch as the shit slowly got squished by ongoing bike riders, and she was sad and she buried him, and that was the last time she cried. But she said that shit didn't fix nothing though, so stop crying. And that shit wild.
Yeah, that shit was definitely wild, bro.
Yep.
So they not my pet scorpion.
I know the Nero. Yeah, shout outs to Nero. And that grave that they had set up for it, that shit was hard because they had the gravesite was holding the flowers and the tail and shit like that. That shit was hard. They gave that gravesite hella hard. But then after she tried to connect with Enid, that didn't work out. A liquor shit. Thing goes off to Tyler to deliver a message. But before that, Tyler opened up the window and was like, "What the fuck?"
Yo, Tyler was not with it.
Tyler was going one-on-one with Thing, and Thing was dodging. He was like, "Fuck out of here."
Like, yeah, you got me effed up, son. Thing like, I got hands, bro. I got hands.
He got hands, and you gonna learn.
Yep.
He got one hand, and you gonna find out. So he showed him the message, shit like that, and he said, "Turn on the webcam and shit like that she had all hooked up already. Call her at this number." And this nigga Tyler opened up. He was like, what the fuck?"
Like, yo, what?
So she was like, "Yo, so you still down to take me back to the train? I know what day we could do this. We could do that shit on festival." He was like, "Oh, I got this message from your little pet over here." And Thing was like, "Oh, nah, I took that shit personal." And he threw him the bird. He was like, "Fuck out of here. I ain't no pet."
Yeah, he's like, "Nah, so you're not gonna disrespect me like that."
Him flipping the bird also makes me believe that's Ash Williams because that would be Ash Williams. The evidence is mounting. The math is mathing.
Listen, yo, Wednesday was like, Thing is sensitive, son. Yeah, he flipped you up. Yeah, he didn't feel it.
Yep. So Wednesday enlists Tyler's help to get back train station during the Harvest Festival, and so that's the shit that's going down. So the next movements is there.
Yep. So they're gonna use the whole festival as a cover to get out of dock.
Yep. So I guess we fast forward straight into the Harvest Festival itself now.
Yep. And then we see Enid with Wednesday Wednesday's ass, and Enid's asking Wednesday, can she trust that normie? His pops, the sheriff, was giving him the third degree, like, yo, you gotta be back this time. Not playing with you.
Yeah, they be beefing with each other.
And then Wednesday goes to execute her plan while Principal Weems like, I got my eye on you.
Yeah, she starts playing darts and shit like that, and winning and throwing all that shit. And then Xavier pulls up on her, and he was like, "Oh, how you doing?" and shit like that. He trying to run game and shit like that. And then right right when he run Gabe, because he was like, I heard you was, hanging around with that Normie guy. And then the moment he bring up his name, here come Tyler, and they got that weird energy going back and forth on each other on this like triangle shit. Because he stepped up and Xavier was like, all right, I start walk back away from that.
And then when he pulled up, they looked at each other like, oh
yeah, you could already tell the smoke.
Like, this what we doing?
So she uses the prize she won to distract Weems so she could escape, pretty much.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, he was like, you see that depressed lady over there? She needs that prize more than I do. So that nigga had no questions asked. He went over to take over the prize to her. And he dropped the fucking bear. Like, I love you, bear. And she gets that shit while she neck deep in a burger. Burger's still in her jaw. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's trying to enjoy her burger.
I could tell the second she got given that, because she was watching Wednesday that whole time over. Second she got handed that bear, I could just hear it in her mind. This raggedy bitch.
Yeah, and then she look around, turn back around, and Wednesday is gone.
So that raggedy bitch again.
And then so Tyler's like, yo, before you go, I got this for you, and the information on Gomez.
Yeah, that dad's least file. And then he said, there's something about you I like. There's something kind of kooky. And I said, oh, the second he said kooky, I said, that's an old Adams joke right there.
Oh yeah, they definitely put that in there. I was like, and she looked at him and was like, I prefer spooky. I'm like,
Yep.
Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it.
So they start to head out there right before they can escape. What do you know? The bullies pull up from before with weapons in their hands.
Right, it's the Pilgrims again. Oh man, and they chose violence.
Yeah, so they was like, all right, let's not go with this smoke. They got weapons. Yeah. So they head back.
And then so Wednesday trips up. Tyler catches her, and then Wednesday has another vision.
She runs into Rowan. And she got that full out vision of him being brutally murdered. So she goes off to go save. Like, fuck this Tyler shit. So she calls on Rowan, and she's like, yo, nah, you in danger, bro.
Yeah, so she goes after Rowan, because like, yo, that bitch wild. It's like, hold up, Rowan, where you going? So she goes to chase him down. And meanwhile, I'm like, yo, Rowan, why you running so fast? What's going on?
Thanks, bro. What you doing?
Like, who you running from?
She was like, Rowan, you were in danger. And he was like, oh no, you got it fucked up, little girl. I'm not in danger. You in danger, girl. And he flips up, and then we find out Rowan got telekinetic powers, and he lock her down.
Son, I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, you a little bitch, Harry Potter head. All right.
Right? He couldn't be trusted.
And then she was like, she starts to come to a realization. She was like, oh, you was the one with the fucking gargoyle that tried to kill her. So she was like, oh, you tried to kill me like multiple times. And he was starting to say all that shit while he was holding her down. She was like, she's fated to destroy the skull. He said his mother was a seer, and she foresaw this shit happening 25 years ago. And then he was tasked with the job all his life after the person that was supposed to destroy the school. And he knows it's you. You was in all this shit and all this stuff. And he showed her a picture and everything.
Yeah, and
he starts to hold her back and starts to squeeze the life out of her and shit like that. And then you saw her eyes start to bug out. She was like, Rowan, and he was totally distracted. He didn't see what the fuck coming up behind him.
Right, then swipe.
Nigga, we see a monster that looked like, I said this motherfucker looked so CGI. This motherfucker looked like something out of the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yo, for real. And then we see the vision that she had earlier of him getting toe up.
Yeah, because that nigga dropped him and started blading all up in them guts.
Yo, real.
Toe up from the floor up. Literally. Like, he destroyed. And then Wednesday is freed up after the motherfucker came in and defended her life. Tore that up and ran off. Wednesday takes the picture, and that shit was wild. That motherfucker got toe up, blood everywhere. And a big ass gash in his chest. That nigga was gone.
Yeah, real. It's like, oh. And then now she looking at the picture. It's like what the hell going on?
Yeah. So right after all that shit went down, we go flash forward to her in her room, and her parents finally gets called. And they was like, how's your first week? And she thinks about the bunch of shit that happened after being, ostracized, attacked, almost murdered and everything. And she was like, well, on the controversy, y'all niggas is right. I'm enjoying myself. And she goes off with a creepy smile.
Yeah, for real, bro.
And that's the end of the episode. And then after that, we kind of get a preview run of the season. But yeah, that closes off the episode.
And what a close it was. Yo. Whew.
Yep. And that ending brought back theme and all that other shit. Netflix running through that. But yeah, what final impression on this first episode?
Oh, I was with it all the way.
Yep.
I liked it.
I said jam-packed start and fun. Take it to further with a person into this series. Definitely addicted in so much happening and that you want to continue. Funny and fun to a fault is definitely a way to describe this so far.
I enjoyed the world building, the way that they set everything up, the way they introduced each of the Adams, the way they introduced Enid, Tyler, all of them. I just like the way the setup has been so far. And I was definitely like, oh yeah, definitely watching the episode 2. It's like, yeah, we got to see what happened to the fake Harry Potter. Yeah. We got to see what's going on with this beef.
The monster.
That picture, like, yo, what's going on?
So many mysteries to be had. It definitely show. And I mean, motherfuckers get like characters you didn't believe was getting attested murder. Like, there's so much mystery and shit going on. You got hooked. They left so many thread lines that you're like, oh yeah, we in this.
Oh, definitely, bro, definitely.
So yeah, so let's kick into episode 2 now. Woe is the loneliest number.
Right, Netflix logo, standard flare from there, and then we see the cops is out with the dogs.
Yeah, Wednesday narrating police looking for the body. Emphasis on looking for the fucking body, because they looked around and they didn't find nobody.
And little caption said it was the 8th one. I'm like, oh shoot.
They didn't find him, and sheriff pull up and he like accusing of a student attacking people, because he like Williams, do you got control of everybody in this fucking school? Like I think it's one of these freaks that be attacking the people and leaving all these dead bodies out here. Like, which one of y'all kids wild?
Right, Principal Williams is already big stressed.
Yeah,
because she's like, I don't need the heat from the cops.
You already know Wednesday snarky as fuck with the comeback, because she in the middle of all this shit.
Oh yeah, he's like, listen, I got bodies at the morgue, can't tell nobody what's going on. You sure ain't one of your peoples? Then Principal Williams is like, yo, listen, well, you just automatically assume it's one of mine.
Facts. And then on top of that, there's a standoff that's happening between all three parties. It's like she wants to talk to the sheriff alone, and nobody's kind of believing her. But Principal Williams ain't want that shit at all. Yep. So she like, I could go to the press of that shit if you want. And Williams is like, all right, y'all get 5 minutes, but y'all ain't leaving this room though.
Yep. So then Wednesday starts explaining what happened,
and sheriff still don't fuck with her.
Yeah, he don't trust her at all. So
he said, you got the Adam of these.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still trying to get your pops.
I get you too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
And your little hand too.
Yo, man.
Yeah, so they talk. So Wednesday talks to the sheriff off the record and shit like that. He tells the truth, he's not believing it so far, but there's something in his heart of hearts. He's like, I still believe you, but I don't fuck with you and shit like that. And then in the midst of them talking, the assistant sheriff pull up. He like, sheriff, you're not gonna believe this. And out of nowhere, fucking Rowan pulls up somehow.
And I'm like, bruh,
I'm gassed. You're gassed. We're all aghast. Like trying to find out.
Like, what in that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone's going on here?
Fact, they definitely got Chamber of Secrets going on up in this bitch.
Right?
So the title screen pops up of the episode name, and then we go straight back in. So we go back into the therapy session.
Oh boy. It's like, you didn't go pull an okie doke on me twice.
Yeah, she's like, I ain't boo-boo the fool twice. Fool me once, shame on my dodo ass. Yep. Fool me twice, you ain't doing that shit.
Right? Like, you're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna get me again.
Yep. So this time she actually completes a session.
Right? Therapist looking at her like, you rag. You said you got me, made me look bad. I ain't like that.
Stupid.
Right?
So she head outside, and after she finished her session, she links with Tyler, who believes her, though he was like, this shit nuts, bro.
Tyler don't even know what he getting himself into at this point.
Facts.
It's like, oof.
Yeah. So after she talks to Tyler and shit like that, we go back to the school, and we see Enid working with her team on their boats for upcoming competition that we're gonna learn about soon. We hear about this thing called the pole competition race that goes on every year. That's a big thing about the school and shit like that. After Edgar Allan Poe and stuff like that.
Real son.
They talk about the situation. Enid and Wednesday talk about the situation. How everybody thinks she the girl who cried monster, pretty much, who lied because she was like Rowan. We saw like she said. You said Rowan was dead, but we all saw him this morning. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Right, like he right back here, like nothing happened, and I'm like.
So they move on to what the hell's going on with this race, and then we shift over to Wednesday going into Principal Weems' office to talk about Rowan.
Like, yo, I saw him die.
And Weems is like, and Weems is like, Rowan has been expelled. It's like, what the fuck? What for? Right. And she was like, that's on a need to know basis. And you don't need to know, bitch. He heading home today.
It's like, she's like, and she's like, you can fool the sheriff, but you can't fool me. And she's like, yo, you had a psychic vision, didn't you?
She was like, I compare it directly to your mama, because your mama started getting the powers the same time, and I know your mama will.
Yeah, and then Wednesday just looking like
raggedy bitch. That's the tit for tat between these two. They ain't playing them. I get it.
Yeah.
So she was like, all right, but by the end of the day, you're gonna have to join the club. I'm gonna force your ass club. We said everybody here on this campus got to be involved in shit. She was like, I don't want to be involved with shit. She said, well, you gonna have to.
Yeah, she's like, you gonna pick this curricular activity, you gonna like it.
Facts. You gonna connect to somebody.
Like,
so
here's your list. Pick something.
So as she walks out of the office, she telling things. She was like, I don't care how you get it done, but you gotta follow Rowan. You gotta come back with the info. This is some bullshit.
Yep. Like, then you know what to do.
Yep. So we see Wednesday following on campus, going through the different groups and shit like that. She ends up around the acapella or the singing group just in general, as she run into Bianca, and she's like, so what had happened the night before is the person she ran into first was Bianca, and she told Bianca to let them know what the hell happened to Rowan, and Bianca let it be known that I didn't go to no normie. I wasn't going to talk to no sheriff, so I went to Principal Weems.
Shoot.
She went to Principal Weems first to let her know about the whole situation with Rowan. You're like, oh, eyebrows is already raised off that. And then she said, she was like, so what part are you? Are you soprano or just loco? And they all make fun of her and shit like that. And then she sings a song she sings a note that only dog hear. It starts to shatter all through the whole fucking wall.
Right? Starts breaking glasses, and crystal thing, and Principal Weems' office. And Principal Weems like, oh, no, here.
I think there's an inner joke in that shit that I think they both missed a joke and added a joke on that shit, because Weems was like, what the fuck? As in, I wonder if she hears it, because she like, what does that mean? She's like part dog or something. And then second of all, I think they missed the mark, because all the wolves should have been howling.
That's what I was wondering too. I was like, I ain't see Enid nowhere. I'm like,
Enid should have been fucking bugging. She would have been like, hey yo, who the fuck? What the fuck?
Like I told you, you're gonna get these claws.
That ass bitch. I told her like,
right?
But yeah, so she messing with that, and then she walks off, and then this is the most annoying part to me. The kids do a horrible, annoying cover of Three Little Birds. They do the most whitest sounding shit. I was like, man, fuck it.
They did it, bro. They did it.
So next we see Wednesday messing around with the archery club and with Xavier and shit like that, and they go back and forth. And because Rowan was Xavier's roommate, so they talk about issues and going back and forth. And Xavier trying to press in, like Wednesday asking him about Rowan, and then Xavier plays Ted on Ted, because he was like, so what about Tyler? And she like, Tyler's none of your business. And he like, hey yo, you asking me about my roommate and my shit, but I can ask you about what's going on with you and Tyler. Shit. And then she pressed him about being an elite and part of the upper echelon of the school, and his former dating life with Bianca and shit like that. I'm like, all right.
Right, and then they start going back and forth with the archery smack. She's like, yo, give me that.
Yeah, she flexed. She threw an apple up in the air. She got the apple and the shit in the middle. Big flex. Yeah, which once again is another thing. That's all of this is personalities of her father, because her father back in the shit, he used to shoot that shit off Festus' head all the time.
Yep, she's definitely her father's daughter.
Yep, I love to see it. She is definitely the combo of they love, as much as she's disgusted by it.
And then Principal Weems out there peeping with the binoculars. Like,
She said, this raggedy bitch again.
Yeah.
This is the Raggedy Bitch Chronicles.
And then we see Wednesday go over to the Beehive area, and we get our intro to Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene the man.
Yeah, you're real one.
He in the B club alone, but he talk all that shit like Wednesday looked like she found her club because there's nobody else around but this guy. Yeah. And then he talks to her about how there's no patriarchy in the Beehive. It's all run by women empowerment and women movement and shit like that. Like, don't worry about the patriarchy. There's no patriarchy here up in the Beehive.
Yeah, and then Wednesday she's like, yeah, this is it. This the wave.
Yeah. So he talks on some shit, but she figures something out. So she ran and left. She left Eugene to himself, and then Wednesday runs straight into Rowan because she sees Rowan about to head off.
Yeah, it's like, where you going?
Yeah, she talks to him and she's like, what the fuck? What happened? Like, why? I mean, you tried to kill me last night, but like, what happened? You saw the monster as much as I did. Try to tear you up. Like, how'd you survive that shit? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and he talking about how I went to the woods to go get some air, and you came after me.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Miss Thornhill pulling up to the car. She said, nah, Wednesday, you don't need to be here. You need to go. And they drive off, and then Wednesday's like, yo, thing, you know what to do. Follow that motherfucker.
Right. Nah, y'all not gonna set me up.
Mm-hmm. So we see a whole thing of Rowan being dropped off by the train station and shit like that. And Thing is on the bumper, literally, and then hopping off the bumper to follow Rowan all over. Rowan looking around, and then Rowan with the big suitcase dip into the bathroom, and then all you see is Rowan pop up into that stall, and then out you see is a shapeshifter, and it changes into a whole different man. You like, Rowan can shapeshift into another man? What the fuck's going on?
He was like, nah, this is the setup for real.
Yeah, because Thing pulls up into that bathroom, and then you see at the end of the store, you see all the suitcase get left behind, and you like, what the fuck? And then the Thing completely lost track of Rowan altogether, and then you see walking by this mystery man, and then all you see is this person shapeshift again, and all we find out is it was Principal Weems all along.
And
she
I'm
a shapeshifter.
And I'm like, wow.
Like, dun dun dun. All right, bitch. Raggedy Bitch Chronicles continue.
Right, because we know Rowan, he had some telekinetic powers. Like, he definitely wasn't a shapeshifter, so I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, so definitely Rowan is dead and gone somehow. Weems definitely, since she was the
Covering
first
it
one,
up.
yeah, she was first one on the scene. She definitely moved the body.
Oh yeah, she definitely covered that up.
Yep. So that was that situation, and then we go off into the next class. That this shit literally looked like the potions class. So they working on different plants and shit like that, mixing shit. They make potions pretty much.
Right, yeah. Then we see our good friend Bianca again.
Yep, and then we see she Wednesday's up in the class looking for a place to sit, and then Xavier said, you can sit next to me.
Right.
And then Xavier starts to show off his powers of him creating, he brings life to his art, so he makes a little spider come out of his thing, and he trying to flex on Wednesday, saying, yo, this is cool, right? This is dope, right? And she just slams it down.
Yo, Bianca wasn't feeling that at all.
Bianca was definitely jealous. She was like, hey, what you doing? What you showing off to her for? I'm over here, man.
Right.
And then the class start, and these niggas beefing going back and forth. Bianca trying to top in class, but Wednesday, she's showing off her prowess, knowing shit about flowers, and they going back and forth. And they going back and forth to the point that Xavier's like, are we even talking about flowers anymore?
Right. Like,
That was big controversial up at.
Yeah, they definitely talking the controversy in that class. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Big time. So we flash forward into Tyler talking to his dad because he just got off a therapy session. So him and Wednesday they share the same therapist. The therapist lady, she's seeing everybody. Apparently he's going to therapy because his mom's gone, and something happened between him and his dad, beefing big time. So they trying to help. His dad not fucking with therapy at all. He's like, I'm paying all that money for your therapist to probably say it's all my fault, obviously.
Right, he ain't with it. He's like, man, you lucky they say that, man. Go here.
Nigga said, I want to know the business. And he's like, that's between patient and therapist. He was like, I paid all the fucking money. I best to hear that she ain't saying dad is the fault of X, Y, and Z for sure.
He not trying to hear none of that. He's like, listen, I'm playing all this bid. Y'all work this out, but y'all better not be saying not about this me.
Yeah, I ain't shit raised my son on my own, stressed and shit like that.
He's like, I'll be home late for dinner.
You bet. He said, handle dinner yourself, little nigga.
Yeah, Tyler's like, all right.
So in the midst of this, I actually missed a part because after the situation that went down with Thing losing Rowan, there was a part where Wednesday read Thing the riot act. She said, how the fuck you be so stupid? How could you leave Rowan? Following Rowan was mad easy. How the hell did he dip on your ass, big old dummy? So she violated him. And then flash forward to after the whole Tyler beef, stuff like that. She goes to Enid, telling Enid to vouch for her in beekeeping class and do something for her. And Enid was like, you know what? I would do it for you. But first of all, you need to apologize to Thing, because Enid and Thing somehow got close, and a few times that they was away, she said they got mani-pedis and they talk about their feelings.
That's the homie now. Enid ride for him now.
Enid definitely ride for her nigga, because Enid said, now you gonna talk, we'll go back Thing, and you gonna apologize, because that's my man's now. And he said, I don't like the way you been treating the motherfucker. So what you gonna do is go talk to the motherfucker. So Enid said, I will probably do what it do after you go talk to him and make it right.
Yeah, it's like, you need to go make it right, because my homie is in his feelings because of what you said, and I ain't with it, and you need to go fix it.
Yep. So she goes back to Thing. Thing is aggressively flipping the magazine, and he wants an apology. She tried to play it off. She was like, all right, Thing, let's get back to work. This nigga said, excuse me. Flip.
Yeah, yo, Thing is giving her the business.
And she was like, oh, what you want from me? She was like, I'll get you anything you want. And this nigga said, that's not enough. I want an apology, bitch.
Yeah, it was cracking up. She's like, I will not submit to your emotional blackmail.
He said, but she comes around. She shares the reason why she's so extra with it, and why she was thinking about that shit. And then Thing tries to consult her. He accepts the apology, and he tries to consult her. He put the hand on her, and shit like that. And he tries to consult her. He was like, oh, don't get too crazy now. And she was like, she threatens him, and he slowly backs off.
Right.
Thing is still low key scared of her.
Right.
So after she fixed all of that shit up, she goes back to Enid, and she was like, all right, so we made up, so you know what you got. And she gets Enid to cover her at the B spot.
Breathe a word of this and I will end you thing.
Man, Eugene was like, oh shit, another girl? He was like, this is the most amount of girls I ever had in the beehive. And he was like, oh, so I'm gonna spit game to Enid over there. And she was like, you got a less than 1% chance with that. He was like, so there's a chance though.
My homie Eugene.
Yeah, he trying to spit game. He trying to flirt badly on that shit. And he was like, so do you know anything about the bees? Because I'll let you know about the bees. I'll let you know about the birds and the bees, girl.
Listen, shoot is shoot.
Yeah, man. I mean, you miss all 100% of the shots you don't take. So there you go.
Yep.
Definitely doing that. So that's while that's going down. Wednesday's poking around and stuff like that. And then Tyler somehow out of nowhere pulls up and snatches Wednesday right up from being detected by his father.
So for real.
And she told him what exactly happened that night, pretty much.
It's like, yo, got attacked by the wolf thing. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it went, but that's what happened.
Yep. And she was like, and she goes poking around, but she ends up finding Rowan's glasses because whoever moved the glasses fucked up the whole bag. And apparently with Sheriff and all them motherfuckers looking out in the morning, they didn't find the glasses either, which is like, damn, y'all terrible.
Yeah, they had a whole squad. So then she
gets another. They had dogs and everything. All y'all suck between you and the dogs.
So then she had Wednesday has a whole nother vision going on, Rowan.
Yeah, the gargoyles getting sent after her, and fucking Rowan flinging Xavier across the damn room.
Mm-hmm. So they was magical scrapping.
Yep. So she saw that Rowan looking out of some kind of book. That's where he got image from and shit like that, where he was reading. So she goes to look around, and she goes looking for that book, and she goes to the library, but she ain't finding none of them purple books. So she was like, she gets Miss Thornhill pulls up to her, and she shows her the image that she looking for off that book, and you see Miss Thornhill jump a bit. She like, there's something about that shit, and she said that looked like something off because she sees the insomnia on the back. She like, that looks like something off of this group called the Nightshades, but they've been disbanded for years now. And then they get to talking, and we find out that Miss Thornhill is the only normie that works on campus.
Yeah, that was interesting. I'm like, oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what makes you special? What makes you allowed on this shit? Yeah. So something up
you
with
still
that.
Sus.
Exactly, a whole bunch. So Wednesday, she opens up she starts to open up a bit and talk to her about a whole bunch of connections and stuff like that. And she goes, so she goes into whole detective mode, and she ended up in Xavier and Rowan's room, and she goes snooping and finds a map under Rowan's bed. But then in the midst of that, she hears the door start to open up, so she flies under Rowan's bed, and she overhears a conversation with Xavier and Bianca. Which, man, I gotta tell you that for a girl that runs the school, Bianca sound down bad, because she was trying to get on Xavier's good grace, and he wasn't having none of that shit.
Yeah, their dynamic is weird.
We get a back thought on their past and their feelings towards that shit and stuff like that. And I mean, if you know Sirens, especially after us watching Wakanda Forever and shit like that, their singing ability has a whole controversy on controlling people.
Yeah,
and he was literally talking about, the last time we fucked with each other, you was putting me under spells and shit like that to make me do whatever you want. So it makes me believe that this nigga probably didn't even really like her all that much for them to be in the whole relationship, and she forced him into that shit. So he don't fuck with that. And she trying to play. She's like, we were so good together, and what do you see in that bitch Wednesday Adams? She a whole mess. You don't want to fuck with no Wednesday Adams now.
He's like, nah, I can't trust you because I never know if it's actually me.
Mm-hmm. So Bianca hella sus, because Xavier's like, ain't nobody can trust you because you gonna end up cheating like you always do, and the cheats is gonna aim straight at Enid. So she hears all about that shit. So she's like, she not gonna take that shit lying down there.
Yo, for real.
Yep. So Wednesday goes back to Enid, and she's like, Enid's OD stressed because she was like, our teammate is down because she got poisoned or something like that. So she already taken out of that shit. So Wednesday's like,
Bianca.
obviously. So she's like, I'm gonna join the team, and she joined the team. But little did she know that there's a costume that came along with the whole shit. She was like, costume,
right? She was like, yeah, I got the perfect fit for you.
Yeah, she said, you didn't know the name of the team was Black Cats? She was like, Black, oh hell no. And she came out looking like Whisker Galore.
Right. Wednesday was on board because she just wanted to humiliate Bianca. Like, yeah, I'm
big
on board.
time. And she a cheater. You don't mess with my roommate like you don't mess with brother.
Right? It's like, I might not like her colorful ass, but she's still my roommate.
She my roommate, nigga. You ain't pulling that cheat, and I will embarrass that bitch too. Right. So we enter straight into the Poke Cup, and we getting all the teams all together. We get from our jokers to everybody alike and shit like that. Everybody paying this stuff like that. We see Enid go off, and she look over to what I believe is Ajax in that Joker outfit, and she ends up smiling. So she got a little flirt going on with that. Mm-hmm. And Wesley like, hey, cut all that bullshit, cut all that flirting bullshit.
So co-host, when we going canoeing,
I did that once before with the canoeing shit like that, and boy, I knew it was something else. But so they in this shit reminded me of some rocket power shit. So they explain all the rules. They gotta pull a flag from the crypt, and they gotta pass the finish line, and that's how they gotta run it through and shit like that. So the Poke Cup starts, and right off the bat, the second
off rip,
like they said, it's no holds barred, anything can happen, and they definitely mean it. So off rip, we got all the cheating starts. Bianca said her siren boy start fucking it up.
Yo, for real, sabotage right from the rip.
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
ASAP, right off rip.
Yeah, and yeah, even these canoes are tricked out.
Yeah, I was like, these teams start to wild out because the first team started pulling up fucking axes from the side, and they was lobbying off niggas' head and shit. If they didn't duck, somebody was gonna die. I was like, that niggas, wow.
Yeah.
And then we got first boat taken out.
Yeah, like sprung a leak. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yup. So Wednesday was not up with the bullshit. So we got Thing distracted some people enough for them to shoot the net, and they capture old siren boy. So he all caught up in that, and then we got all the shit going down with the whole race. They catching the lead and shit like that. Everybody heading over to the land, and then right when Wednesday got the lead, the Jokers pulled the first thing, and then Enid's talking to Thing. She's like, distract them while I go handle the Joker's boats. And then Wednesday starting to catch the lead. She grabs on the flag, but she touches the building. Second she touched the building, she get knocked out by her whole vision, and she take a whole ass vision where she sees somebody who looks eerily just like her that says, you are the key.
Yeah, she was like, what?
She was like, what's going on?
Like, the key of what?
Yeah, exactly. We got all these more questions. So she wakes right when Bianca comes, like, grabs something, and she's like, oh, you taking a cat nap? And she runs over past her and shit.
Yep, she's like, oh snap. It's like Crackstone, embarrass Bianca. Crackstone, embarrass Bianca.
Yep,
embarrass Bianca.
So we see the Joker team. They start to ride out, but they realize they both got holes in them, so they start to sink. So they tight about that water, shit. Yep. So she finally Wednesday finally get back to the boat, and they start rowing it out. And Enid has the perfect line. She said, "I'm on that WWWD model." I said, "What would Wednesday do?" And she was definitely on that good model. So she clapped back on that, and then Sirens back to cheat again. They push them. They push them out. They try
on
to
the Eddie
smash
Guerrero.
the boat. Yeah. Oh no, they big on they cheat. So Sirens push their boat out way, but Thing was like, yo, I'm fed up of that shit. So he going down to fix that nigga's business. And yo, shout out to Thing with his swimming powers. He went down with the hand, started swimming, and knocked that nigga out.
Yo, son was over it. He was over it.
He did punch that nigga straight in his temple.
He's like, I'm tired of this dude.
Knock that nigga clean out. And then the Black Cats pull up their spears and tear up Bianca's whole team boat. So they tear up that boat and they start to sink. And then this year's winners is the Black Cats.
Here we go.
So ended that Wednesday is big hype. They get the flag back to their shit and they win. They right there. And Enid tells Wednesday she got the school spirit.
Yo, another shout out to Thing because he knocked him clean out.
Yeah, that nigga was floating. That nigga was big float. But yeah, so they win that shit. And then she was like, she got school spirit. And Wednesday with the comeback, she was like, I didn't know you was talking about a vengeful spirit though. So yeah, so they win that, and then they end this is the funniest shit. They end the winners reception, and Weems is giving this whole speech about the goodness of the Poke Cup and shit like that. Everybody's enjoying shit. Everybody's happy. Enid smiling and having the cup and shit like that. And you see Wednesday, she is so disgusted. She could not be any more less enthused by this whole shit, to the point that she left mid speech and then she went to go find a little hole told to crawl in, and she was like, yo, I need last.
She was like, this is too much. Like, I ain't
time.
signing up for all of this.
Big time. And then Enid went to go find her, and she was like, what you doing? Everybody trying to enjoy and show you some love and shit like that. And she was like, yeah, I don't like that shit at all. And she was like, well, some of the girls want to say, they asked me to ask you if you want to go out later. And she didn't completely put it out thing. She's starting to open up a little bit more. She said, maybe.
Yeah, she's like, I'll think about it.
Yeah. So Williams pull up and she's like, I'm happy to see you fitting in. She's like, the last time they won, Ophelia won the Pole Cup is when your mother's team ran the shit. So you actually more alike with your mother than you'd like the shit. And Wednesday
like that. Wednesday
like, fuck that.
And then she mentioned Weens mentions that she was her mom's co-pilot.
Mm-hmm. Just like Enid was yours. And like, I don't like that neither.
It's like, I'm not liking what you're saying to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
She said you talking all kinds of spicy and I ain't fucking with
right.
She's so we go back to the room and you see Enid sleeping with the cup. When she said this is my whole personality, she was fucking right. I don't blame her, yo. She been cheated at them couple of years. She finally won that shit. She holding that shit tight.
Yeah, she like, yeah, I finally got it.
Yep. So Wednesday in the middle of the night, she goes lurking around, and then she figures out she goes by the statue of Edgar Allan Poe, and she starts putting some of his poems together, and she says the top of every word sentence is an anagram to fix back together. And this is a perfect use to a play on to an Addams Family legacy thing. So the thing spells out snap twice, and she has to snap with the iconic.
Yep.
And it opens up a secret entranceway where it opens up the bottom of the cavern and shit like that. She goes downstairs and she finds exactly the book that she's looking for in the slew of secret library and purple books and shit like that. And she opens it up and she finds book. She finds where it was ripped out from and shit like that. She got all the pieces together, and then right when she gets all the pieces together, she get grabbed up by somebody, and that's the end of the episode.
Right, got snatched up with the quickness.
Yup, quickness.
She's like, hold up, oh snap,
bag snatched up and everything. So you're like, who the fuck? And that's the end of the episode.
Yep. Oh man.
So what's your final impression on episode 2 and the show in general, and would you be continuing it?
Oh, I definitely will be continuing it. As for this episode, I loved this episode. I loved the way it went. F you, Rowan. I just enjoyed the continued build up. I'm invested in the characters at this point. So yeah, good job all around.
Yep, big success. And yeah, and you said in general connected to all the characters, it definitely would continue. Yeah, I said the mystery and following up with the twists keeps the energy of the show ever turning and stuff. And it's real fun to continue, and would recommend this to anyone for sure. This in general is, I mean, this is there's so much hooks, there's so much mystery, and there's likable characters and shit like that. Like, it's so easy to follow.
Yeah, for real, bro. Like I said, it's Thing for me, man. Thing the homie. He be just coming in clutch.
Thing's the homie. I like people who stand by their morals. I like Enid sticking up for a friend and still coming through and working shit like that. I like Wednesday trying to, she's opening up to people and sticking it to Bianca and shit like that. And just so much, so much going on, so much secret. Weems is just as sus as Principal Thornhill, because we see that whole shit with her covering up the bodies and shit like that. So you already know, like, that shit sus.
Yeah, for real. It's just like, you acting kind of
sus, big sus
right now. It's like, I got my eye on you.
Big time show. All right, so that closes off the book for this main event segment this week. We close off the book with a highly 2 thumbs up for sure on Wednesday for sure. 2 snaps indeed. All right, so our next review episode coming up. This is a long time coming with a big family member, a big family guest finally coming to join on this podcast. We've been stewing on this for a while, but we gonna have the famous man of the unpopular review. We're gonna have Bad Guy Jack, guest number 6 up on this podcast. So we're gonna be covering on the Comcast Netflix's own Big Poppin'. Sonic was having a good year 2022, and we gonna hit it up with this Sonic Prime. So that's the next episode on the doc.
Oh, I can't wait for this. So in our feud, supposedly I'm the heel.
Oh, all right, so that listen, I'm good to see how this works out, because I haven't seen y'all dynamic like this. So I'm 100% behind all this.
I may need to get a Goldberg shirt this episode.
You talk hella spicy. I can't wait him to listen on to this damn shit later on.
Oh, he gonna flip out when he hear this, but me and Mama Jack, we right here.
All right then. I gotta listen in. So, all right. So y'all can find us. The email setup is always at blerdbynature@gmail.com. Facebook and Instagram at Blerd By Nature. Twitter at Blerd By Nature. Nature spelled Nature. Co-host hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yep. We're working to post out different episodes out pretty soon and stuff like that. Recent as of we speak, as of we're recording and stuff like that. Our current episode out is shout outs once again to the lovely the Captain Kenya, my girlfriend. Salute big time. Was a great episode that we dropped doing JoJo Stone Ocean. That was great. We're working on this next Vault episode that we've been trying to cook all together. That's going to drop pretty soon enough and stuff like that. Co-host, do we have any final notes before I hit the outro?
No, I just know that it's just so funny how this episode ties theme wise into the Vault episode.
Oh yeah, things find a way to circle our way around big time, pretty much. Yep. So I'm gonna hit us with the outro.
Yep,
thanks.
Take us home.
All right, thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow,
and this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you everyone for listening, and until next time, peace.